I had to do more investigation because I was a new teacher. I didn't know the history of what had happened before. And basically, it was actually a really simple thing. The federal government and the state had basically changed the rules about which kids had to take the regular test. And in 2007, they actually said, reversing a previous opinion, they basically said kids with disabilities that weren't going to pass the math or the reading test, because of their disability, could be selected to be put on a special test called the modified assessment in math or reading. So, I mean, it seems a humane thing to do, I guess, if that's what their IEP says they should do. Okay, fine. But what we found was that the great majority of these historic test gains in Hartford were a result of simply taking these children out of the regular testing pool and putting them on to this other test. And so we confronted the superintendent later in the fall. I think it was late 2010. And we said, we want to know what happened here. And he got red in the face. It was at a board meeting, public board meeting, videotape, audio tape, everything. And he said, well, this is for kids that can't even pick up a pencil. That's what this test is for. Kids that can't even use a pencil. And so that's funny because the kids have to use a computer to take the test.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And the meeting was very contentious. I probably overstepped my boundaries and I was mad. Everyone was mad. And when I asked for the video of the meeting later, I learned from the media director, who's still the media director, and you can Google him if you'd like. He said it had been damaged. It's the only video of a meeting in my 4 years as a Board of Ed member that has ever been damaged. I don't know how you would damage a video. I mean, we're using digital, little digital tapes these days. They're not the old big VHS tapes anymore, so I don't really know how it could have been damaged. But anyway, so I wrote an article in the Hartford Courant about this, and it was an op-ed in the other opinion section. They like to marginalize other opinion. They call it other opinion. We did, and I basically said, this is what happened. And one of the reasons that I felt as a teacher at the time that what they did was just simply unethical. If you look at the Connecticut Code of professional educators, I forget the exact term of it, it says one of the bullet points of being a professional educator in the Code of Ethics is not taking credit for something that you didn't do. So it's very clear. It says you shouldn't be taking credit for things that are not your work. This wasn't his work. So I wrote an article. We went to Harvard Graduate School of Ed, my wife and I, and we did a presentation for the Alumni of Color Conference at Harvard. And we were in front of a statistician, and statisticians don't really get excited about things, but what he said was, looks like you have a distortion there. And I said, yeah, that's an understatement, okay. But here's the key point though. Compared to the other towns and cities in Connecticut, Hartford looked like it was improving. Hartford looked like the model. If we just rank all the schools 1 to number 45, if we give parents more choice, if we give teachers bonuses to improve test results, if we get rid of an elected Board of Education,